I've shown this map in the past. This would be about 160 years ago on this day. Stoneman's raid is chasing Jefferson Davis, and he's trying to make his way to capture him. And they're about this time making their way through the lower upstate of South Carolina. They're about to cross over into Georgia, into Royston. And this is what that map looks like. So to give you a little reference, the bottom of the map is kind of, they're going from the bottom to the top, the way that they're sketching this. And so here's the South Carolina piece. You'll see, notice Greenville, there's Pendleton, 12 miles. And there's Pendleton right there. They go across the Seneca River, make their way down, swing back over and pick up Williamston. There's Pickensville, Anderson Courthouse, Pickensville, and so those places. You see to Belton. If you'll flip over and look at like the topographical maps from the time frame, so let me give you a little picture here. So he's making his way kind of in this direction, right down through there. You see Pickens, which that would be Pickens Courthouse, and then he makes his way down toward Clemson, and he'll eventually cross down in this area. But if we look at the historical 1888 map that the U.S. Geological Survey did, you can see there's Pendleton, there's the Blue Ridge Railroad as it existed, and he makes his way down there. Here's the Seneca River. You notice he crosses it a couple of times as he makes his way down. What can help us pinpoint a couple of places is as we cross over into Georgia, which picks up on this page, you'll see there's Hartwell, Andersonville to Carnesville, Hollis Ferry. There's directions to Athens, to Danielsville, back to Anderson, South Carolina. And then if we keep going up, you'll see there's the Airline Post Office, which airlines that community. It's in that area. You'll see Parker's Mill on Shoal Creek called out right here. So they went by Parker's Mill on Shoal Creek. So if we go back to the map, and we go over here and we find ourselves over this way toward Royston, and they would have come, Parker's Mill, if I'm correct, on Shoal Creek is right up in this area somewhere. So let's zoom in a little bit. There's Shoal Creek Road. And so been up in this area, let's click that and get the topographical map. So there's Parker's community, there's Shoal Creek. So they would have come right through here on their way, making their way down to Royston. So they would have got down to the town of Royston, and then would eventually make their way into Athens a few days later, and then would end up coming through Auburn, Decula, Lawrenceville around the 11th of May. So about this time, the first part of May, they have broken their way into North Georgia and making their way down toward Royston. And if you want to take a look at this, you can see a number of the family homes and things. There's a church called out, Carnesville, again, Airline Post Office, Hartwell, 6 miles that way, Parker's Mill on Shoal Creek. So just a few things that'll help you put into perspective. One of the things that I think is crazy to think about as you think about during the war between the states, and this is 65 as they're chasing Jefferson Davis, this land right in here has not been in the United States that long. Literally, there are men serving in Stoneman's cavalry riding through here that when they were born, portions of this were not part of the United States. So you just think about the Treaty of New York in 1790 draws the boundary of the U.S. pretty much along this river right here to the high point of Tugelo Town, across to the Currahee Mountain, and then down to right in this area. So literally, like, all this land right in here is still part of the Creek Nation. The Cherokees, of course, had moved in and started pushing the creeks out from this area and down. So this has been an area in flux, and it's no different at this time. So there's just a little picture of some local history from 160 years ago. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day.